Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So, channel members, you will have a collective message that posts later this week. Definitely check that out. I'm thinking Friday. I feel Friday. So check that out. And if you're interested in channel memberships, that link will be in the description box below. So let's go ahead. Taking a step aside and allowing spirit to pass. Whoa, wow, that was weird. All right. Oh, we got a weird one. We got a weird one. Oh, taking a step aside and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Time and space. There's some time and space stuff coming through this, and oh no. So, I use a lot of decks, right? And I really like to know my deck before I get into reading something. Oh, is that how we're doing it? Okay. So I got this deck. It's, so remember, English is my second language. I don't know if it's Cerulean or Cerulean. It's one of those. But I got a deck, and the Cerulean Sequence by James, let's see, we're taking the book apparently, by James Robin Eads. And so this deck is completely different. It was sent to me by Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate it. I haven't gotten a chance to familiarize myself with this deck, but the energy that's coming through is we're going to use that because that's the only thing you have to speak my language. So, wild. I knew that had a very alien overtone, and that's how I feel. I'm tapping into something quite interdimensional. It has something to do with time and space. So this collective, whoever this message is for, there's a message that is about time and space. There may be something about shifting that's important for somebody inside this collective. There may just be a lot of things going on with time, a lot of things going on with deja vu. I'm seeing also that somebody may not quite understand all the things that are happening around them right now. So if that's you, you might feel that this is your reading. Okay, and I'm being told to just flip a page in the book since I can't just use the cards. Okay, so there is, we come to a card. It's labeled number 2. And this is by, did I say it already? James Robin Eads. So in this book, there's a lot of different mushrooms and fungus. And the first thing that's standing out to me is the collective, right? The fungal network. If you're unfamiliar with mushrooms that you see above the ground, they're just the sex organs for the mycelial network underneath the ground. And mycelial networks can stay underneath the ground and be dormant for a long time, depending on the species of mushroom. So the reason why it throws up the mushroom is basically to reproduce, right? So especially if a mycelial network gets the signal that it's going to die or it's getting overtaken by bacteria, it'll throw up the mushrooms. So mushrooms adapt to circumstances, the first thing that he has written here. So whoever this collective is, there's something about adapting, about shifting, the power of the mushrooms, something about trying to shift the collective, quite possibly, or trying to shift yourself into a new collective. Synthesize with your surroundings is a message for somebody. There's something important about 2 days, in 2 days' time. Mushrooms bring balance, they break down debris and provide nutrients to the soil. They also propel plant growth. Okay, I'm being told to take the next page. The next page is also a number 2. It has DNA strands. There is something circled at the top. It says us, and it looks like an oblong sun. So it's something about losing conformed shape, or something about gravity loosening and consciousness expanding due to that. So there may be something recently that we've released in order to allow our consciousness to expand, or we may feel that something is pulling us having to do with the first page. So in 2 days, there may be something that causes our consciousness to shift slightly, or a great deal. Just heard a great deal. There is all these circles here that are coming together, and these circles are actually reminding me of a theory that somebody who is very much like myself and we were actually coming up with about the overlap of time and space. So this is, I don't know, I just got chills on this. And here it says, give it time. There's a clock. There's I don't know what this is here. Here it says entanglement factor. What is meant for you will never pass you by. All paths will lead to the right place eventually. What if we never meet and just miss each other? So for some of you, it's funny I mentioned that person because we're actually not in each other's reality, and this page is about that, right? It's about the coming together, and what if we miss each other, and what's meant for you will never pass you by. So it's very interesting that these two things are coming together. Someone here, it's almost as though there's a very strange occurrence that's about to take place. And again, down here we have 2 days. So some of you, it's going to happen within 2 days. And it feels a little bit like there's this shift of our energy, our overall energy, or our mindset that's causing us to maybe go a route that we wouldn't normally go, or do something that we normally wouldn't do. You might even feel physically the shift when you are sitting around, I don't know why I keep going into couch potatoes on the couch this week. So I don't know if that's important for somebody. It'd be really cute if so. But if you're just sitting on the couch being a couch potato, if, all of a sudden you're like, whoa, something shifted, right? There's something that's happening here. And on very deep levels, very deep energetic coding levels, somebody's changing. And maybe there's somebody else out there that's changing as well, but something's happening to bring things together. For some of you, it's people. And this came out in a previous reading of mine. For some of you, it's people. For others of you, it's not people. It's an entire collective. But this is a collective that we were always meant to run into. There seems to be something here about the power of mushrooms. So I'm just going to say that, that might be important for somebody. And not just that, but it's also the power of the attraction point, right? Oftentimes it's the use of that attraction point that causes our evolution. Somebody's going to understand what I mean by that, so I'm just going to leave that there. I don't want to explain that. I'm also seeing down here, these look almost like dandelions. And the dandelions, again, are kind of similar to the mushroom in that they're seeds, right? And they scatter their seeds, and then this is how they reproduce. This is how they ensure that their genetic material lives on. So for somebody here, there's something that's deeply encoded inside of you that's trying to be passed on. This can be a teaching. This can be something that you have to offer, something that you have to share. This could be stepping into a very specific type of alignment that allows you to shift from one version of yourself into a completely different version of yourself. For others of you, this is about meeting a significant other that you will eventually have children with. It can be taken all sorts of ways, but there is a being stepping forward, basically saying that the rules of time and space are being altered at this moment to bring you to something that you were always meant for, that you were destined for, or that you've manifested for yourself. I'm hearing flip the page again. Feeling a lot of energy in my sacral chakra. No wonder, since this is, mushrooms, it's all about that reproduction. But more than that, it's the sexual energy that causes creation, right? It's that kundalini energy as a force of creation, Shakti, right? So, okay, and we just went over here. There's something about structure and stability. There's been things within our structure and stability that have had to be transmuted or released in order to cause this to happen. We may have felt, there's a box here around structure, we may have felt that we were in a box a little too much, right? And we opened something up for ourselves. Here what we have is the shape of things. Too much and you will be rigid, too little and you will float away. So that's a message for somebody, especially if you're merging with others, to remember not to keep that heart space too closed or to be too rigid inside of your ability to give and receive, and not to be too open, because then you'll lose yourself again. I do feel I have to add that again, because I feel that that's actually the message from a lot of this collective. I have 911 showing up as I looked up at that. So there may have been a lot of things that turned into almost a personal crisis due to having lost ourselves. Again, that's not going to be everybody in this collective, but for some of you. Here we have 4 years, so there may have been a significant amount of time within the last 4 years of trying to open that box up. It will always need adjustments. That's okay. We change next. I'm not going to go into that. I feel that that's very specific for somebody, as is the next one I'm hearing. If you don't like how things are feeling, change your place, even if that means just going somewhere new today. So here what we have is our environment shapes us, pick yourself up. So this is a little flower creature that I think is in several of these. If not, he has like a little postcard that he had sent that had this little creature on it. But it's a little being that has a flower on the top of their head, almost like a seventh chakra that is open, right? And this is sort of the center that they're operating from. Inside this little flower here, I see a galaxy. And there's also a galaxy here, and there's a mushroom here, and it's like a space mushroom, and there's all these shapes here. The number 4 is there, and there's almost this burst. So number 4, if you're unfamiliar, number 4 for me is a number of conflict, and that's standing out to me in my way right now. So there may have been conflicts. We may have been conflicted with our life, with our world, with our universe, because we were kept inside this box. If we don't allow ourselves to be that fire, that all-consuming fire of creation and expression and expansion, we tend to feel in conflict with ourselves. And the reason why is because we're not being true to ourselves, right? That energy is not meant to be contained. And any energy that is kept in a structured environment becomes stagnant. So there is this idea that this galaxy within us, right, this fount of creation within us that contains all things that are pertinent to our existence, this is something that somebody is starting to open up, or they've stepped into. This is one of the things that is affecting the stability of the material world, and I do feel that this is talking about the stability of the material world. So we're getting very like interdimensional in this one. This is about loosening up of structures and being able to understand the form of things, and to be able to move through the form of things and become adaptable and flexible through them. So stability is a good thing. Don't run from it, right? So this is about making sure that we're still grounded in this space, that we're able to ground our experiences down into reality and look at them from a somewhat practical level, right? We have here creature comforts. So this is important for somebody to remember to do for themselves. This card appears to remind us that we have the foundation already in place. If things feel wobbly right now, it doesn't mean you're unstable. It is the circumstance. Okay. It's all handwritten, so my apologies. I'm having a little trouble. Give it time, and then we have a month. We had give it time over here as well. One of the things I'm seeing in this, with the stability of structure that's coming through. Someone here may have pets also, because it says four-legged friend. Here with the stability of structure, there may be almost this sort of primal or this sort of animistic tinge to things right now. So being very interested in nature, being very interested in the spirit behind things, that's going to be very important for somebody right now. There's also something going on with the skin, possibly the hair follicles for somebody. Also, there's something here about the feet, making sure that you're walking. Okay, so grounding is going to be very important. Okay, so grounding is going to be very important for somebody as this shift is starting to take place. Things may feel wobbly because the structure is being broken down in order to have this shift take place, but it doesn't mean that you can't ground yourself, right? Which is why this one is coming up. I'm hearing one last one, so we're flipping to the back. Okay, mysteries. Clarity. Pertho. So if you're unfamiliar with the rune Pertho sometimes can be, depending on who's teaching you the runes, it can be taught as the womb, right? The opening, so an entry point or a percolation point, some places that's dark and mysterious, like the cauldron. We have here the eye. We have a lot of keys. We have this sort of it's reminding me of Hellraiser. I'm just gonna laugh and say it's Hellraiser. It's not. And then there's this energy that's coming out of it that has all these stars, and then there's these basic shapes, but they're basic shapes pulled into 3D. There's timing. It says not sure. It's right under you. It is never finished. The box appears when you need it the most. Inside is the key to what you seek, or so you think. Ooh, a relief for the heart turns into a change of mind, which becomes the relief of the heart. So there's a lot of question marks. There's something very mysterious about this shift that's about to take place. There's almost like this aha moment that happens that causes the shift. The shift itself, while we may feel it energetically, it's happening inside of the mind. It's happening in a very deep space where suddenly we get something, possibly from some sort of like guiding force or something from our intuition. And this small shift of inspiration, of idea, of perception is exactly what we need to shift ourselves into a different reality, or shift ourselves into a different state of being. I know a lot of you like the term shifting of timelines. In this shift, there is some sort of seed. I don't know why, but that's how I feel. I feel like I'm supposed to read the opposite as well. And in this seed, there is potential. The idea is that this seed and this potential was inside of you, and the shift is where you're finally bringing that out again, bringing that energy out of that box of rigidness, possibly, or that structure that we had, and allowing that to come out. That itself is the key to whatever the shift is. Again, for some of you, it's going to happen within 2 days. Now, this seed, this potential that's been inside of you, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing 7 years. For some of you, it's around 7 years that this potential has been in there. You may notice that your life goes in these 7-year cycles. You are the only person that needs to be convinced. So for some of you, that's a big lesson that you've had to learn, is to stop trying to convince people of who you are, of what you believe, of what you think, of your opinions, that you're valid. And you've come to the lesson that you are the only person that needs convinced of those things. Potential just keeps popping out at me. It's like that imagery of the egg has come up in my readings for the last month a lot, and that's what an egg is, right? We understand the potential. There's potential there, whatever it's going to be. It's going to be a whole ass whatever, like a chicken, a dinosaur, take your pick. We don't know what it is. It's going to be a mystery, but everything that it needs is inside of it, right? All the nourishment, all the enzymes, all the whatever is already inside that egg, that's going to ensure that it becomes a whole new being. And this here just says seeds, 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 seeds. Just like people, there are so many different kinds. Your small idea today will one day grow into a very big deal, and then that is ended with 7 years. So again, we have a dandelion up here. We have this, I can't remember what tree this comes from. It's like we call them witch balls because you put them, never mind. And then we have a lotus pod here, and then I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but that's okay. And then a rose hip. So it's all these different plants with their buds and their seed pods. And how they disperse on the wind is very important. The wind here feels like an energy current. How we send our energy along the energy current. High Priestess tier, if you're in my High Priestess tier of memberships, I highly recommend you try that meditation. I just posted if you haven't already, because we basically do an exercise like that for a manifestation inside that meditation. I'm going to go ahead and show these last 2 cards because I want everyone to see the artwork on this. This is fantastic. And when I opened the deck and I got to look at it for the first time, I was like, this is like an alien language. I don't understand what's happening here. So it makes sense to me that they were like, just do the book. Just do the book. But yeah, so there's a lot going on here for time and space for somebody. You may be experiencing a lot of deja vu. You may be having lessons about time and about the way you move through space. You may be being keenly aware of the space around you and how you relate to that space right now as well. Some of you may be experiencing some interdimensional beings right now that seem a little darker as well. And this is one of the reasons why that's going to happen. You may be hearing that click language that a lot of people associate with mantids, for example. If you're having this sort of time and space thing taking place, there may be some big moves that you're planning for yourself, or some big ideas that start hitting you. And this is all happening to shift you into this place that is going to bring you into something that you've either manifested for yourself, or again, you were destined for. So whoever this message is for, I'm going to leave this here. If this resonates with you, please hit that like button, and until next time.